I won any creative's biggest dream giveaway in the world. I won Omar El Takori's $1 million desk setup. Now my desk looks super bare right now, so let's set it up. I'm Ross. I am a Christian creative whose goal it is in life to just inspire Christian creatives to create and get out of their own heads and do it for the Lord. I'm really just now branching out into doing my own content on YouTube, but I am the co-host of the All In podcast.
For the very first time, to the newly named All In Podcast.
The All In Podcast.
The All In Podcast.
Co-host of the City Light Church podcast.
Well, welcome back to the City Light Podcast.
And co-host of the Jesus and Stuff podcast with my fiance Ava.
All right, everybody, welcome back.
No, try again.
Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to the Jesus and Stuff podcast.
I love doing all of those things and doing a lot more creative stuff other than that. So if you don't know who Omar is, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So you need to leave this video right now, actually, and go check out Omar El Takori. Phenomenal coach, phenomenal leader, phenomenal speaker, communicator, all of the above. He has taught me so much about how to be a creator, how to communicate well in podcast settings, and just as a Christian period, but also how to tie everything that we do as creatives into our faith. I never am one to enter giveaways, but I decided I was going to enter this one, and it's a crazy actually, you know what? I'll go into the story a little bit. I didn't play in this, but whatever. I'm the creative director at a church called City Light Church in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I was going over to my pastor's house one night, and I got an automated text from Omar's team saying, giveaways going live, join the live stream, and you can see if you won. And I was like, all right. I was literally preparing to give my pastor the first message that I've ever given, just so he could throw me over the coals and give me critiques for the next day, Sunday, when I would be giving that message. I was terrified. So for me to even open the live stream, it was honestly like a little nervous thing. Like I was just trying to avoid preparing. Crazy enough, Omar is live. Right when I joined the live stream, I see my name come across the giveaway that I won. There were I think he said 3,300 people in this giveaway, which is freaking whack that I won. Like I said, I go to a church called City Light. Omar goes to a church in Las Vegas called City Light Church. Crazy coincidence, call it what you want to call it, but I think it's a God thing. We were just talking about launching this new podcast, my pastor and I, called the All In Podcast, which you can go watch right here. This was just a huge blessing. So without further ado, it's already been long enough. I've been waiting to make this video for a long time because not only did Omar bless me with a fire setup, but then I started geeking out and Christmas happened and I had some extra money. And so I kind of geeked out the setup even more. So without further ado, let me clip this mic on and let's get moving. All right, this desk is super empty. So let's start filling it out a little bit. All of the gear that I show is going to be in the description, linked, ready for you to just click on and buy it. So I want to make it simple for y'all. We couldn't start without power. We got to have power. I'm a cable management nerd, and so my first part of the process, I'll show you POV style. Sneak peek for later, not yet. Anyway, here we go. Power strip off Amazon. It was like $24. Again, linked in the description. Run to the wall here, and then everything else is going to flow into this power strip. Okay, first things first, the biggest part of the giveaway, it was definitely mind-blowing that I just won this. So without further ado, here is the Sony FX30. And dude, when I tell you this is the craziest camera that is semi-affordable, cinema line, it is just a workhorse. Doesn't overheat, it works like magic. And the color that's built in is already freaking great, and the shots are just crispy. For reference, what you're seeing right now on this shot is a Sony FX30, and so is this one. We use these for every podcast that I'm a part of. This one has been a great addition to that setup, and now I get to have one for myself. So cool to have in my desk setup at home. And not only did I win the camera, but this XLR handle attachment goes right on top here. I'm gonna show you just how it goes on. You slide it in, and then screw these screws down. You have a built-in handle, and you have audio inputs built right into the camera so that you can plug directly in with your microphone and have audio already overlaid and not have to sync up audio in post. And not only does that make editing super efficient, but it also already sounds great straight out of the camera. Also not pictured in the camera build out that I won is the Sigma lens that you're actually seeing this shot with right now. And listen, I'm not even gonna pretend to know that much about lenses. I have only used like legit cameras for like a year now. All I know is that this is a fire lens. It looks amazing. It's a prime lens, which means that the shots are even crispier. It's a 16 millimeter 1.4. Don't ask me what that means. I don't even really know. But this look for this kind of shot right here is absolutely insane. So because I'm a little extra and I also had some Amazon gift cards from Christmas, I kind of upgraded this camera even more. Not that it really needed it, but again, I was being extra. So this is a small rig camera cage, and it goes on just like so. Gives it a little bit more stability, some extra spots to clamp things onto. It just screws in like so. Then you got your camera cage. Next, I got some attachments for this handle. So as you can see, it's a little short on the grip. If you're really holding it, then your pinky finger might fall off the back end. So to extend that grip, I got this extender piece from Small Rig. Also, pretty much this whole camera build out is from Small Rig now. I didn't know anything about them before I started looking into building a rig, but then all of their products are super fire. Again, everything's gonna be linked below, so go check it out. This extends the grip, as you see, even adds some texture to the bottom. And then this piece stabilizes the top. Lock that in place. And then once again, we'll slide this on to the camera. Freaking dope piece of equipment altogether. This thing in itself would have been beyond a blessing to win. I think this runs like $2,300 total retail, which, what? Like, what? Again, y'all, I want to pause right here. I want to just thank Omar and the team so much for not only this giveaway, but the free game that they give out on the daily, actually weekly strategy. But y'all, go check out his content if you want to grow as a business owner, as a creator, as a Christian, as a person overall. Go check him out. Okay, now for the rest of the camera build out. The great thing about Small Rig is that everything on the cage is built for their system. Everything is very integrated. So this right here is a mount for a power supply, and it just slides right on the bottom of this cage and then locks into place. Then you have this plate on the bottom here. And then here is that power supply, again, from Small Rig. It slides right here onto this plate. Now you got a power supply built right onto the camera. And again, like I said, I am a cable management freak, so I got this from Small Rig, also a USB-C to USB-C, and it's like this bungee cord, and they're right angle port connectors. You just go right here into that power supply, and then I wrap right underneath to the camera. And then you have power. Of course, you gotta have a battery in, which right now I don't. And keeping it with Small Rig, this, I don't even know what it's called. I forget what it's called, but it's a doodad. We're gonna call it a doodad. I got this doodad to attach this super cost-effective Feel World monitor to the handle of the camera. I'm gonna tighten this down on the doodad and then tighten this down on the handle. And just like that, you have a monitor mounted, and it is super flexible. It's a tall rig, but it'll get the job done, and I'll be able to monitor shots. Waiting on an HDMI cable to come in from Condor Blue. If you've seen them before, they'll just make this rig look even more professional and cool and all that kind of stuff. This is a Rode shotgun mic that I already did have, but it can mount right here to the top of the XLR handle. Wrap this cable around into the third input possible for this handle. It has one input for an 1/8 inch cable, which works for this shotgun mic. It also has 2 XLR inputs, which work for microphones that I use. That's it for this rig. All right, sick. Now let's talk audio. So first I have this Fifine mic boom arm, which y'all, I've been fiending for something like this. It has built-in cable management. And like I've said, I'm a freaking cable management nerd. So it fulfilled my dreams of a mic stand. So let's set it up. Excuse me for reaching across my entire desk. Just like so. Now it's tightened down, clamped in. Beautiful. So this works just like so. Can reach down, and we will screw in. And next we'll play with the mic. So the microphone that I won in the $1 million desk setup giveaway is the Rode Pod mic, which currently I don't have with me. It's in my mobile podcast setup. You can see it right here in use in real time on the same boom arm for the podcast.
I work on the team at Agape International Missions, or for pretty much going forward, we'll just call it AIM for short.
Sounds amazing. They're a great mic. But for my purposes in my room, in my desk setup, also just from the past making music, I have the Shure SM7B. This thing's been great. I've probably had it for 4 years already. This guy will sit right on top of this boom arm. I mean, even this in itself looks great. You got the ability to swivel the mic, the ability to move it up and down and in every which direction. So the best part is this here. Obviously, to make a mic work, you have to have the cable. So this is an XLR cable that I already had. Again, not pictured is the 90-degree angle cable that you see in this video.
5, we were probably somewhere in the 2s.
It makes everything look super streamlined, and it is fantastic. It looks great on camera. Here is what I had laying around my room though, and let me show you my favorite part about this boom arm. So I'll plug into my mic here, and then on the bottom of this boom arm here, this panel pops out, and you can wrap this cable into the boom arm, snap it into place, and your cable is managed. And then on this other end too, does the same thing. So now with this end of the cable, you can plug directly into the rig, just like so. An addition that I made to the setup because of some reviews with using the SM7B and the camera XLR extension handle, a lot of people recommended the cloud lifter. Plug in from the mic into this and then out of this into the camera or whatever you are recording into. Next, and maybe the most underrated part of this entire giveaway, is this Belkin hub. And when I say that I never knew how much I needed something like this, I genuinely did not know how much of a difference it would make. As you can see, it has a USB input on the front, a USB-C input, SD card reader, and a headphone jack. And then on the back, y'all, it's a powerhouse. 4 more USB ports, an Ethernet port. You got an HDMI, you got another USB-C, you got yet another USB-C, and then a DC in, a 20 volt connector. This runs the whole setup. So there's not a whole lot much more to say until you just start to see the way that the setup runs through it. I want to take a moment to pause and thank Omar and the team again. Not only was this just a huge blessing to win, but they made sure that this setup would be completely ready to go. I did not have to buy another thing. I was able to bring all of this stuff home, set it up, and it was ready as a standalone setup without anything else. I happen to have some other equipment that is great to supplement the setup that I won, but y'all, it was so thorough. Every little detail mattered to them, and you can tell that that's just the way that the video department operates. Every little detail matters, and from literally the camera, which is the biggest part of the setup for sure, to individually shipped items just like this, which is a tripod topper. They made sure that everything that I had would be compatible with each other and would work for a setup off rips. So I'm just super thankful for that. I don't even think this piece was initially supposed to be in the giveaway because it wasn't ever in the gear list that Omar had released for what the giveaway would entail. But when I got into the live stream during the giveaway and Omar and I got to have a brief conversation, we realized, you know, at least I got to admit how much of a God thing this was. It seemed like he just took it upon himself to include this in the setup, which is tremendous and has made my workflow 20 times more, 30 to 40 times more effective since I got it. And it's this. This Dell monitor. How sick is that? Now I have a huge screen to edit on instead of freaking straining my eyes to see graphics and video as I'm editing or whatever I'm doing. So to be able to mirror, we will go from this USB-C to USB-C cable out of the monitor and into the hub. Get my MacBook Pro, and you got another USB-C, and just like that, you got a display. You can drag over and work on this giant display and this one at the same time. Makes work so much more efficient. The next part of the setup that I failed to mention during the whole audio section is the Scarlett Focusrite interface that every bedroom artist that you've ever seen in your entire life has. You can plug an XLR from your mic straight into this. Mine will go from my Shure SM7B to that cloud lifter and then into this interface. You can monitor the volume, adjust gain. You can also plug another line directly into this for an electric guitar, for example. So this also gets its power from the hub. Another addition that I made to the setup is actually something that I just kind of found around my house. I think it was one of my roommates that didn't want it anymore. It's this Amazon Echo compatible with Alexa. My favorite thing about this device is this, just watch. Alexa, change the main bedroom lights to red. Alexa, change the main bedroom lights to green.
Okay.
Alexa, dim the main bedroom lights to 5%. Alexa, main bedroom lights to 100%.
Okay.
Alexa, main bedroom lights to soft white.
Okay.
Alexa, main bedroom lights to 35%.
Okay.
I love that so much. I think that's so cool. All right, now I need to get my studio monitor set up. I've had these for probably 6 to 8 years. They've been super durable and reliable. So let's get them set up. So that is the desk setup. Now, when I'm going to shoot, I need to have something to shoot on. This is the Ulanzi Ombra tripod, and I've already loved it so much. Super compact. It has 4 extension legs, goes super high. Also has this extension that you can pull up through the base and gives it even more distance. It came with this stock ball head joint. Omar sent me one by Small Rig that is compatible with the Small Rig cage that I have. So I just put this one right on top. Something that I did not know a thing about was this addition to the setup. And it's this Elgato teleprompter. Y'all, a teleprompter. I never knew how they worked, but I'm gonna show you how it works real quick. So first, this is called a step-up ring, and it actually came with the teleprompter. So what I'm gonna do is screw this right onto the lens. Now, I'm gonna take the teleprompter, and I'm gonna slide it right on here too. Right onto the step-up ring. And now, as you can see, it's mounted to the front out of the back of the prompter, and it goes right to the front of the Belkin hub. And what you got now, let me go POV mode again. What you've got now is a teleprompter, which I can pull up my software on my computer, POV mode again. I can type $1 million. Oh, if I could type, I could. and it shows up in my teleprompter. And if I were to type, I don't know, just a bunch of gibberish in here, right? You hit play and it rolls through. And again, the way this works is this is a screen and this is a mirror, and it reflects off so that the camera can shoot directly through. And what you're seeing right now is my face through the teleprompter. So I can be looking directly at the camera, and you don't know that I'm reading something off of a screen, but I am reading something off of a screen. So it's super cool. The software is super intuitive, and I love it. It's definitely a learning curve to figure out how to use it and not feel like a moron and a weirdo. You can also use it as another display. Let me go POV one more time. So this is just another display, and I can drag over into it, and that's awesome. This came and I had no idea what it was. No idea. It came alone. I thought it was supposed to come with something different, and I didn't know what it was a piece to, but this thing is a focus super clamp. I don't think it's called a super clamp, but that's what I'm calling it. It clamps on to anything and is super stable. So what I've done is I've used the Ulanzi ball head that was on the tripod, and I have put it onto here. I purchased the small rig flashlight, which let me show you what it does. You're not ready for this. Did you ever know that people simulate window light? I would have never known it. Let's see if I can find a way to do it for you better. Let me get out of the way. I can flash this bad boy on the wall and it looks like window lights coming in. I can make it natural light, can make it red, more golden hour vibes, blue. I don't know why you would need that, but there are different inserts that go into this cone on the top that make for different shapes and sizes for lighting. So it adds a lot of texture to a shot when you might not have it. For this blank wall behind me, it adds a lot of texture, which is super cool. And that gets me to the rest of the lighting. This light right here is the Amaran Verge Max, and it is freaking phenomenal. This light, let me just show you the power that it has. It's at 100% and I'm being blinded. I mean, it's just ruining my eyes right now. And you can adjust the warmth settings, make it super cool, which completely changes the shot, completely changes the vibe. I like to keep it warmer around 3,700 Kelvin. Just a little bit warmer. I'm actually gonna turn the intensity down because I'm being burned right now. There it is at 33%. And this shot, y'all, this is the money shot. This is the beautiful lens on a beautiful camera that, look at the background. I'm not even that far away from it, but it's just blurring it out without me having to do anything. So that just about wraps it up, but there are a few minor details that I haven't covered yet, which is the SD card. The SD card, this is a Sony Tough, 128 gigs, 277 megabytes per second. I don't lose content on this thing. I've lost content on other SD cards because it doesn't write fast enough for the 4K video. But that's a workhorse SD card. I think that wraps it up. I'm so thankful for Omar and the team. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but it deserves to be said 1,000 more times. Nobody could expect this, and I mean, the value of this giveaway is just bonkers. And for it to be completely free, no expectations, no strings attached, was such a blessing. And I can't wait to see what it does for the kingdom. I can't wait to see how many podcasts we shoot with all this equipment, and how many lives are reached because of the generosity of Omar and the team. So that's a wrap on the desk setup. More to come. I'm sure I'll make some different tweaks and changes and additions and whatnot. But if you're still here, thanks for hanging out. Again, everything is linked in the description, and happy creating. Tip of the cap to you.